Paranormal Witnessers is a TikTok channel based in England. These creators are no strangers to the unknown. They have spent months documenting chilling activity, usually by stepping directly into the dark and exploring abandoned houses in search of undeniable evidence. In this particular clip, the duo has set up inside the living room of a home long rumored to be haunted by a dark presence. What they captured on camera while trying to communicate with it is truly bizarre. Take a look.
This is a child here. Come run in, come and open and come and play. Give you full permission to open these drawers up. These cabinets. Thank you.
Thank you. Look at that on top of the cabinet.
Right on top of the cabinet there, guys.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
Tom, I pushed that, it locked shut. Click shut. Oh my god. Thank you.
Mods, please can we get 1 hour 35 minutes? Thank you very much.
Both investigators are sitting in complete silence, actively trying to provoke or communicate with whatever entity resides in the house. Then, out of nowhere, one of the small cabinet doors on the television stand swings completely open all on its own. It moves with a smooth, deliberate force. We have enhanced the footage and zoomed in closely on the hinges and the handle to confirm there are absolutely no signs of a string, wire, or any physical mechanism attached to the wood. There is no logical or natural explanation for how that door was pulled open. So, was this paranormal? Or was it just a hoax? You decide.
The creator behind the YouTube channel Omar Gosh TV, known for exploring haunted locations, urban legends, and places tied to real paranormal history. His investigations often place him in locations where belief, fear, and unexplained events exist side by side. Connecticut, a site widely regarded as one of the most haunted in the state. With decades of history, reported sightings, and deep ties to the Warrens themselves, the location carried a reputation that extended far beyond local legend, but unsettling disturbances, unidentifiable noises echoing through the darkness. The environment felt active, not visually, but audibly. At moments, it seemed as though something was moving just outside their line of sight, close enough to be noticed but never fully revealed. The cemetery, and without hesitation, they retreated toward their vehicle. But the situation didn't end there, it shifted. Believing someone might be in immediate danger, they contacted 911, transforming a routine exploration into an act of emergency where the line between the unexplained and reality became impossible.
What happened exactly?
Law enforcement arrived quickly, responding to the report. Multiple officers entered the area, moving into the same woods where the sounds originated. Even as time passed, their presence remained, suggesting that whatever had been reported, history of the location, repeating itself in a way that couldn't be fully understood. Whatever the truth may be, one thing remains certain. Not everything that happens in places like this leaves behind.
Yesterday, on April 5th, 2026, he posted a brand new update that proves the nightmare is far from over. After hearing strange noises coming from his living area, he pulled out his phone and started to record.
Estoy viendo la televisión. Sí, es un poco tarde, pero se escucha bastante ruido allá. Y el detalle es que mi esposa está en la planta alta con los niños durmiendo. Miren el sillón cómo se está moviendo. Ya son la 1 de la madrugada, amigos. Ya la verdad me estoy poniendo bastante nervioso. Se estaba moviendo clarito, se estaba moviendo, entré y se dejó de mover, vean. Oigan los golpes. Ya empezaron los golpes. Esto sí está muy cañón. La verdad sí me pone bastante de nervios esto. Como si alguien anduviera en la cocina, amigos. Pero la verdad, No sé. No sé si acercarme o no, amigos, la verdad. ¿Quién anda ahí? No mames, güey. Miren. A la verga, güey. A la verga. ¿Qué fue eso? A la madre. No mames. No digas mamadas. No mames, gente. Se me eriza la piel, cabrones. No mames. ¿Qué chingas a toda tu madre, güey?
When we break down this footage, the sheer volume of activity is completely overwhelming. At first, the dark room is just quiet and deeply unsettling. Seeking some comfort, Amoroso reaches out and flicks on the living room light. The sudden illumination reveals a wooden rocking chair swaying back and forth completely on its own, with absolutely no one near it. As he films the empty chair, a sudden loud banging erupts from his front door. He manages to keep his cool and steps into the hallway to investigate the noise, but the rocking chair immediately begins swaying again. Startled by the movement, he freezes. Then, a distinct, chilling laughter echoes directly behind him. Now fully in a state of panic, his attention is drawn to a noise at the front window. He points his camera through the glass and captures a dark shadow figure standing outside in the dead of night, just staring into his home. Terrified, Amoroso turns and sprints for the stairs, but as he runs, that same sinister laughter echoes right behind his neck, just before the video cuts out completely. So, what do you think?
The explorer behind the YouTube channel The Flex Tapes, known for conducting solo overnight investigations inside abandoned properties tied to local history and unresolved accounts. His content centers on isolation, placing himself alone in deteriorating structures where environmental sounds, structural decay, and human uncertainty intersect. On February 13, 2023, Thomas returned to a remote farmhouse once owned by a poet, a property he had previously investigated with a partner after documenting unexplained activity during an earlier visit. This time, he decided that he would remain inside alone through the night.
There it is. I was going to get the drone and do some drone footage, but it's too dark, and it's a pain to fly a drone when it's slightly too dark. So, nothing much looks like it's changed, to be quite honest. A couple of them windows have been put out though, I think. I can't remember, I'm going to have to look back on the video. I'm just have a quick scout about. I don't think anyone's here. I'm slightly it's not exactly the nicest welcome, but I mean, we're here now. Yeah, I don't think a lot's changed, to be quite honest. Look at that, the last move that used to be in there, near the sink. We've got steel bath. Here's a fire where last time we were here, Dan had a fire. Never noticed that last time, it's like a checkered board or something. But yeah, it's just a really, really old farmhouse. There's not really a lot in here. But the reason I want to do this is because of what we found last time paranormal wise, and it was a bit strange. So there's a bed upstairs in one of the bedrooms if I remember rightly, so we're going to go and have a look.
The farmhouse stood alone beyond open fields, far from nearby roads and protected more by distance than by security. Inside, most of the house was heavily damaged. The walls were cracked, the windows were shattered, and furniture lay overturned and scattered across the floor, mixed with broken debris. Thomas chose an upstairs bedroom where the floor felt steady. He set up on an old metal bed frame and laid his sleeping bag over a stained mattress that had likely not been used in many years. Shortly after midnight, the atmosphere shifted from already eerie to something far more unsettling. Clear, steady, deliberate footsteps pressed against the wooden floor below the bedroom, breaking the silence of the night. Moments later, a man entered the house holding a flashlight, sweeping the beam slowly across the rooms as if searching for someone. Thomas avoided any direct confrontation, remaining completely still and silent, careful not to make a single sound, but the night was far from over. Whatever threat had entered the house was still inside. The situation offered him very few options. Staying where he was meant waiting for whoever was inside to come closer. Trying to go down the stairs would force him into a narrow hallway with no second way out. So Thomas stayed low and listened carefully, every movement measured against the silence around him. Only when the footsteps faded completely did he choose his moment, slipping out of the house as quietly as he could. But plans do not always unfold the way we expect, and that night was no exception.
I'm sure I saw someone's feet. I definitely heard something. Pretty sure I haven't left anything. As quiet as I can.
Keeping the interior in complete darkness, Thomas packed up his gear, moved carefully down the stairs, and slipped out of the house without turning on his main light. He did not risk drawing attention until he had crossed into the open field. By the time he reached his vehicle, the farmhouse stood behind him in complete silence once again, as if nothing had disturbed it at all. Thomas had returned to the abandoned farmhouse searching for answers to the unexplained activity he had documented during a previous investigation. But what began as a controlled overnight stay inside a deteriorating, unstable structure slowly shifted into something far less predictable. Although Thomas avoided a direct confrontation, the reality remains that in isolated places, where ownership, suspicion, and fear overlap, a single wrong movement can escalate the situation without warning. If the man searching the house had discovered Thomas hiding in the darkness, uncertain of who he was or why he was there, the situation could have shifted in seconds. In abandoned rural properties, there are no witnesses, no immediate authorities, and no clear lines between trespasser and threat. In environments like that, the most unsettling truth is not that someone entered the farmhouse. It is how close two strangers came to colliding in a confined space with no understanding of each other's motives. If a single step had creaked at the wrong moment, there would have been no time to explain his curiosity or justify his presence, and there was no certainty that the man searching the house would have stopped long enough to hear a single word. In remote locations, outcomes are often shaped not by facts, but by assumptions formed under stress. The farmhouse did not need legends to become dangerous. It was not paranormal forces that threatened him that night. It was proximity, isolation, and the fragile line between exploration and intrusion. What lingered was not proof of the supernatural, but the quiet realization of how quickly uncertainty in the wrong place at the wrong time can become irreversible reality.